Daidus has a legendary sleep schedule.
The legendary.
I wouldn't necessarily call it legend.
Legendary because it's impressive how bad it's been for so long.
Yeah.
I just maybe some people are naturally a night owl.
I think there's a night owl and then there's you.
And there's you.
I'm still the same as a night owl, right?
No, I was sort of like my head of night
what
owl.
What makes
is,
it different? Me making it different.
My head, in my head, I don't know if you guys can maybe disagree or agree with me. In my head, night owl, someone who goes to bed at like 3 or 4, but like they're still on the like same time.
Yeah. They're still relatively active
what I mean? Like,
at the same time as everyone else.
Yeah.
Whereas for you, it's like, again, you've literally been jet lagged ever since you moved.
No, because like when I was in America, my sleep schedule is still the same.
Because I remember when I lived in the UK, you were always awake when I was awake. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
But I feel like I adapt very fast because if I'm on vacation, I go to bed normal times.
Yeah.
That's impressive though. You like,
Yeah.
you adapt when you're on vacation. The moment you go back, you're like, I will now go to bed at 7 a.m.
What's the
Years of
time? What's
training.
the time of the well, I was about to say time of the day. What's the time of the night that you're like the most active? Like you have the most amount of energy.
Oh, like 1 a.m. is when my creative brain like finally activates, and I'm like, finally.
What is it about 1 a.m.?
The quietness and the darkness and like the mood.
The
Very
darkness.
nice and the vibes.
The vibes.
Yeah, it's like the world is sleeping. It's quiet.
Right.
I get that.
It's kind of like when my dad, he wakes up at like 4 a.m. and he watches the sun rise and he drinks his coffee. That's a mood. That's a mood.
Yeah,
It's a mood.
And you're like the polar opposite.
You're like the sun's rising. Time to go to bed.
Yeah, you wake up. It's like you wake up to watch the sun set.
I don't know. I just found something so profoundly depressing whenever I was awake at like 6 and the sun came up. There was something that like hurt my soul that I was awake during this.
I think
It's
you
like
get
post-
used
yeah,
to
it's
it. I
like
think you
post
used to it.
all night like clarity.
Yeah.
Because Emily gets sad when she's like, oh, I woke up at 3. Oh, I hate myself.
Yeah.
Oh, why'd I do this?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just like,
I think it's the thought of knowing everyone else is doing stuff and you're kind of asleep. I think that fucks my brain.
It
up.
is harder to go to like stores because they close like a little
Yeah,
bit.
everything closes.
Yeah.
You want to hang out with your friends.
Well, I mean that's why Japan would be a godsend because like combis are open 24 hours.
Yeah, they are.
It's like it's no different. It's like wow, it's really quiet today.
Most,
true.
most normal stores, or if you like have to, like if you have to ever sort your bills out or go to the bank, you're like,
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. I've had
Or
that.
like packages.
Oh, yeah, they wake me up sometimes. I'm like, I have to run to my intercom. Like,
that must be horrible.
That would suck.
I don't know. Like, I trained my brain to hear the intercom when I'm sleeping, and it'll wake me up.
It's like Pavlov's.
That's so bad. That's so bad.
Wait, so have you ever thought about like wanting to like revert that, like change it? Or are you just like
I did experiment with it, and I don't know. I just couldn't get work done.
Do you think like you'll always be a night owl? Like when you're like 50, you'll be like going to bed.
No, okay. There's 2 things I would rather prefer. Is either I wake up super early, like my dad, where I get to see the sunrise. You get your quietness.
Yeah.
Because if you wake up at noon, the sun's already out, and you go to bed at 8, everyone's still awake. Or like you go to bed at like 2. I don't know. It's like I need one or the other extreme of like the sun.
So you need a period where you think no one else is active right now.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's nice and quiet. I like it. Good.
So either you are on the US Navy SEALs timeline or you're on the complete degenerate uni student timeline.
Well, also when you walk at night, it's like a mood.
I get that.
It's
I
like
get
night
that.
driving.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like night walks.
Yeah.
But you can still do night walks.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
Why?
It's different. It's not the same.
Because like 1 a.m. is no different from 5 a.m. walks here. 1 a.m. everyone's gone.
Yeah, I mean, like if I would prefer to go to bed at like 3 a.m. Like it'd be nice. Yeah.
There's more people walking around at 5 a.m. than 1 a.m. in Japan.
Nah, it's the feeling. It's the 1 a.m.
There's such a cope.
No.
Such a
I get it.
No,
I get it. You know,
you're coping.
1 a.m.
No, you're coping.
1 a.m. is that time of the night where you're like, all right, the late stayers are still up. You know, the partiers are still going.
But you don't see them.
5 a.m. No one. Nothing.
I mean, listen,
No,
for
the
me,
early risers
either
are
way,
walking
I'm
around.
asleep. So it's like I don't know the
The
fucking
early
difference.
risers are awake at 5 a.m.
I think my problem is that like I spend all day trying to activate my work brain.
Yeah.
And when it activates, like it's kind of like an on and off switch. If it's off, it's off. If it's on, then I get so happy when it's on because I'm like, I'm not turning this off. So I won't go to bed because I'm like, it's on. it's on. I gotta go. Like I gotta go. Like,
I'm stimming.
I'm stimming.
Makes sense.
Okay, well then, if you had to pick one or the other, I personally would suggest maybe
become an early
4
riser.
a.m. Yeah, do the early morning.
I did do the early morning. I did that for like a month and a half.
Yeah.
And
I remember that. Yeah.
What happened?
every time someone invites me out, it's usually at night.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I go to bed at that time. So then I'll end up like being sleepy. Like, oh.
Damn.
Yeah, because no one like, oh, you want to hang out in the morning? Like no one does that.
Well, we don't do that because we know you're asleep.
But I really love the feeling of hanging out with friends after doing what I needed to do that day. Like I feel like being able to like do all the work and then hang out with people feels really rewarding.
Right. So like
Yeah.
for you guys, you work in the morning, and then when you're done, you're like, oh, hang out.
Yeah.
Now,
Works out for me.
I'm the kind of guy where it's like, if I'm hanging out all day. And it's like, if I'm working, I'm working.
That's true too.
I completely
That's
just
all because you're
separate
far.
See,
Yeah.
I wish I could be like that, but if I know I'm meeting someone in the nighttime or evening, my entire brain is preoccupied with, I have X hours until this happens.
Yeah.
I have Y hours until this
Okay,
happens.
so just like plan around that. You know?
And I
No,
you don't
same,
understand.
same.
Even if I'm like doing nothing, I'm just like,
There's like so much you can get done in like 6 hours.
there is if I could like focus.
Yeah, but it's like, if in the evening
same.
I'm hanging out with someone, I'd rather just spend that whole day just relaxing, and
Right,
then
right.
I'll do an all day some other day.
So because
that's
of what
excessive.
Garnt said, where your mind is preoccupied with,
Yeah.
I'm gonna eventually meet up with. So I'm with Joey too. Is like I'd rather just have it all day. Then.
Yeah, when I wake up in the morning, it's
just
like,
wasting time.
today is a work day or today is a fucking rest day.
I can't be like Connor, because Connor was like, oh, like if you have one free hour, you can just knock it out in 1 hour and then go out through your day. And I'm like, I can't do that.
I can't do that.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I think I used to be like that, and then when I started like just getting in the habit of when I had time to do the work, I just felt so much more rewarding when I forced myself to do that.
Well, it depends on the type of work. If the work is streaming, for example, that's like so predictable. I can be like, okay, I need to be live by this time and I end at this time. But if it's like something creative where, let's say I'm scripting, or let's say I have to think of ideas or something like that, nothing is getting done if I know I have like an engagement, or if I have an important thing afterwards.
Yeah, I need to give myself a weekend. Otherwise, I'm never gonna have a weekend. You know, like a full weekend with like no work. Yeah.
Exactly. So, what do you normally do in that fucking period? Is that when you like peak work hours for you in the night period, or?
Yeah, I would say so.
Or okay.
I try.
Or do you still like game a lot and shit like that? What are you playing right now?
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
What are you playing?
Say it.
What are you playing?
Say it into the microphone.
Say it.
League of Legends.
Oh, we have another one.
Oh, sorry.
You back?
I see Connor on all the time.
I was playing for 5 days straight.
Yeah, he was doing it for 5 days straight. Yeah.
I got the plat in TFT though.
Congrats.
Wait, but when you say league, you mean TFT or you mean?
He does both.
You do both?
I sadly do both. Well, like it
He does
depends.
quince and heroin.
It depends. It depends if like because I come and go on League. Like I'll have long periods where I don't play the game.
Yeah.
And then just like a drug, it comes back and
Yeah, you relapse.
I notice I usually relapse during Worlds because
It's always during Worlds.
it's
that
during
makes
Worlds.
sense.
Everyone
I'm
relapses.
like, I want that feeling, girl.
You're like Legends of Reverting, and then you go 1 and 10. You're like,
Yeah.
"Need Legends to
I do
die."
like TFT because you can, if you have 2 monitors, you just chill. You get your
Yeah.
coffee, do your little morning TFT. It's like
Yeah.
gambling. It's just gambling, right? Gambling for LP. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're on that
that's
second monitor shit.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Damn.
Fuck. But another one back into League. Jesus.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
like
You know,
that.
I did enjoy our stint in Korea where we were just like at a PC bang.
That's fun.
When are we doing that again?
We need 2 more people. We got Emily.
We got Emily.
We need to
Yeah.
find a 5th.
We need one more person then.
Joey.
Oh.
Joey.
Joey.
You me support. You me support.
I would rather do drugs. I'm sorry.
It's the same thing.
It's
It's
more,
the same thing.
it's more fun.
You get that dopamine hit.
Yeah, I can get that any other
Get
way.
that first blood.
I can get that any other way.
You mean you didn't enjoy the League we played on the Trash Taste?
Fuck no. That shit was
He
ass.
played Maokai Aram, and he did a good job.
Yeah, you did. What,
Yeah,
would you,
yeah.
you
Yeah, I
play
pressed
Maokai?
2 buttons and they were like, he's the GOAT.
That's all you need, bro. That's all you need.
Oh, yeah. Such a dopamine
They got a
hit,
champion
man.
for everybody.
Such a dopamine hit.
Yeah.
So you've been in Japan for like how long now? Like 2 years, 2.5 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah, fuck man, that's kind of quick.
So the last time you came on, you just moved.
Yeah, you had just moved.
How has
here.
your perspective
Well,
changed? Or
when you guys like were like before we started recording, you're like, "Oh, when's the last time you came here?" And I was like, "A year ago." And you're like, 2 years. I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
I think you came just as you moved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I think I
So
did.
I guess how have you found Japan over the 3 years?
It's great. I got no complaints. Like, well,
you
I don't work. I don't work at a,
the salary man.
salaryman job. So I think it's great.
Yeah,
True.
You miss home a lot?
Yeah. We come and go. Like, I definitely want to go back. Christmas.
Yeah. You got to go back for Christmas and everything.
Yeah. It's just nice having your like own place too, because I was sharing with my parents for a very, very long time.
Yeah,
My basement. Yeah, it's good times.
He made it out the basement, boys.
Good times.
Is there anything that's grown on you in Japan?
Oh yeah, of course.
Any particular thing that you're like, I love this?
Oh, I kind of like how like people keep to themselves. I kind of like that.
Bro. Proper
I mean,
introvert society.
Yeah.
I like it. Like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
it's nice, like going about your day without some guy screaming at the top of his lungs like every 2 seconds. You know.
That's New York. That
That's
New York.
Yeah.
Or like, I lived in New York for like 4 years, and like, when you go on the bus, you just gotta pray that like someone doesn't annoy you.
yeah.
It's a gamble every
my
time.
God.
Yeah.
No, JR. I mean, Japan is the perfect place for that. You got some favorite Japanese food now that you've been here for a year? Got to think about it.
I don't. It depends on my mood, really.
What's like something that you've like grown a liking? Maybe you've never
Yeah.
tried it before.
Yeah.
You prefer udon,
Soba,
right?
soba. I really like cold soba. Cold soba. Sorry.
Cold soba. Yeah. Oh man, cold.
Wait, you don't
soba
like
is
cold
so
soba?
hot.
Always hot. I want it always hot.
Oh, it tastes
I
way worse.
always get a call.
His mind is just broken just to thinking like, I need hot stuff.
At that point, just get ramen.
To me, no, because I love the hot soba. It's so good.
Soba
With like the
is-
duck broth.
Hot soba is actually like the inferior way to have soba.
I agree.
I mean,
It
L taste.
It is. I'm sorry.
I'm right. I'm
I
right.
just
I just feel like it's not a meal if it's cold in my head. I don't know why.
That's crazy.
I love
In my
cold
head,
soba.
I associate like meals with warm. I don't know. Like I just don't think of like it's great. I don't know why, and I recognize that I am wrong for that. But yeah, if I
Well, that's because you grew up in like a colder environment, probably.
I guess. I
Yeah.
mean, you just never think of.
I do
having
too, but I
cold
like
dinner.
cold soba. Yeah, I don't know.
It's in my head. I just don't think of like a dinner or like a whatever meal you have at the end of the day. Like,
Yeah.
that always has to be warm for me.
Okay.
Unless
okay.
it's like sushi. I don't know why. For sushi, I'm like whatever.
Well, I used to think that way with cold ramen, but I was like, you know what? In the summer, cold ramen kind of slaps.
Oh,
Like the little
hot
ice
ramen.
cube in
Always
it.
hot
Like,
I agree.
ooh.
Oh, the hiyashi-chuka.
Yeah.
Ice cube in it.
Oh yeah, hiyashi-chuka, like or like ramen is like the really cold like
Yeah.
ramen.
Well, I don't
I
know
don't
what
fuck
the
with that.
Korean one is called, but I like that one. The cold
Oh,
Korean noodles.
yeah.
the cold Korean noodles.
That one's
That's
delicious.
good.
Yeah, this is so good.
It's gotta be warm. It's gotta be fucking every dish can
me a
be
fire.
improved by being
Even in the
warm.
summer.
Even in the summer, especially in the
Do
summer.
you sweat a lot?
What do you
Because
mean
I sweat
especially
like
in the
immensely.
summer?
I sweat like a motherfucker.
Oh, okay, me too.
You know what's weird though is that like I completely disagree with you on the food needs to be warm, but like I can't have cold coffees.
I always prefer hot coffee.
I always
prefer
it could be like 45 degrees outside. I'm like, give me a hot coffee.
I'm like
I
hot
don't know
inside. When I'm out, it's cold coffee. Yeah.
I can't do that.
Always gotta be
It has
warm.
to be hot.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's not too controversial, right?
I don't know if it is.
No,
No, it's preference.
cold coffee just tastes like a little dessert. I don't know why.
It doesn't feel like it wakes me up. Or like it doesn't feel like the caffeine is working.
Do you think the caffeine actually has an effect, or was it like placebo?
No, it's definitely placebo, but it works better when it's hot.
I also
Yeah.
think that like you naturally drink it at a good pace when it's hot.
Yeah.
It's cooling down. It slows you. It's just a good sipping drink when it's hot.
How much do you think the process of waking up is like placebo? Because I can't feel like properly awake until I've had my shower. I don't know.
No,
why.
I'm the same. It's your eyes. The heat gets to your eyes.
Yeah.
And it makes your eyes refresh. At least for me.
I just wash my face, and that wakes me up.
I guess the water in your eye. I think it's just your eyes. You just gotta heat up your eyes with like water, maybe cold water.
Heat
too.
up your eye. Cook your eyes.
Cook your eyes. Eyes are always better when they're warm.
Yeah, I don't know. Like some people, they need their morning coffee before they feel like awake. I need like a shower. I just need like me time.
I need both.